Consider this. Certain professions across the United States pay individuals more in a single month than what the vast majority of people accumulate over an entire year. And I'm not referring to CEOs perched in opulent corner offices. Instead, these are roles demanding raw courage, immense mental fortitude, and a stark willingness to completely detach from civilization. These are the occupations the elite understand, yet they're seldom openly discussed with the broader public. Today, we're unveiling 12 careers that command truly staggering salaries, each, however, arriving with a steep cost, extreme peril, and absolute isolation. Even as these words reach you, individuals are toiling hundreds of feet beneath the ocean's surface, high atop oil platforms anchored in the vast emptiness, or within locales so incredibly remote that any link to the outside world becomes almost an impossibility, and they are amassing fortunes substantial enough to redefine any family's entire existence. The chasm between you and these individuals, perhaps just one decision. A single, audacious choice most will never summon the nerve to make. But before these secrets are laid bare, consider this query. Are you truly prepared to barter comfort for immense wealth? Are you ready to unearth opportunities capable of utterly reshaping your financial landscape? Brace yourself, for what is about to unfold in the coming moments will undeniably illuminate a realm of possibilities known to precious few. We'll commence with the inaugural career, and I assure you, the figures will leave you absolutely stunned. Career number 1, deep-sea saturation diver. Picture descending to depths ranging from 300 to 600 meters, or roughly 1,000 to 2,000 feet, beneath the ocean's surface. The crushing pressure is so overwhelmingly intense that your body would require several weeks to safely decompress if you were to ascend too swiftly. You reside within a pressurized decompression chamber for periods stretching up to 28 consecutive days, executing shifts underwater, performing intricate welds, critical inspections, and essential repairs on offshore oil platforms and complex subsea structures. This, then, is the life of a saturation diver, unquestionably one of the most perilous yet highest-paying professions found within the United States. With each descent, your very life hangs in the balance. A single equipment malfunction, a critical communication breakdown, or an unforeseen health crisis could spell certain death in the lightless, crushing depths of the ocean. But here's a figure that will genuinely astound you. Seasoned saturation divers command salaries ranging from $45,000 to $80,000 per month. Yes, that's right, monthly. Elite professionals, those tackling the most intricate and hazardous projects, can effortlessly exceed $120,000 in monthly earnings. We are discussing an annual income that spans from $540,000 to a staggering $1.5 million. The isolation, it is utterly brutal. You remain confined within a pressurized chamber alongside 3 or 4 other divers, unable to see your family, unable to feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, never setting foot on solid ground for nearly an entire month. But upon your return, the substantial salary deposited into your bank account invariably compensates for every single second of sacrifice. Career number 2, offshore platform helicopter pilot. Now, envision yourself piloting a helicopter daily across the vast, open ocean, ferrying essential workers and critical supplies to oil platforms situated hundreds of kilometers or many miles offshore. You contend with savage storms, unpredictable gale-force winds, and impenetrable dense fog. A single miscalculation, a mechanical failure mid-flight over the boundless ocean, and there is simply no safe place to land. The helicopter pilots who service these offshore platforms confront this immense pressure on a daily basis. They must possess nerves of steel and command truly exceptional piloting skills. But the financial remuneration, it is undeniably proportional to the inherent risk. An offshore helicopter pilot in the United States earns between $12,000 and $25,000 monthly. Seasoned veterans, those with thousands of flight hours and specialized certifications, might command $35,000 to $45,000 each month. On an annual basis, these earnings start around $140,000, potentially soaring to $540,000 for the most skilled professionals. This isolation stems directly from the lifestyle itself. Weeks pass on remote bases, far removed from family, perpetually on standby. Schedules remain erratic, dictated entirely by the urgent demands of offshore operations. But each hazardous flight invariably adds more zeros to one's bank account. Before delving further into these remarkable career paths, a brief request must be made. If this content resonates and sparks interest in discovering more life-altering financial opportunities, consider subscribing to the Salary Uncovered channel immediately. Ensure the notification bell is active to avoid missing any future videos. And if someone comes to mind who truly needs this information, sharing this video provides invaluable support, enabling the continued delivery of exclusive content. Now, let us proceed to the third career. Career number 3. Oil rig drilling operator in Alaska. Alaska is renowned for its breathtaking landscapes, yet equally so for its lethal climatic conditions. Temperatures plummet to 30, 40, or even 50 degrees Celsius below zero. Winds lash the skin like razor blades. And amidst this relentless environment, drilling platforms operate relentlessly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As a drilling operator, one handles formidable hazardous machinery, contending with extreme oil and gas pressures. Explosions, raging fires, and fatal accidents represent inherent dangers. Shifts stretch from 12 to 14 hours, endured for 28 consecutive days, utterly cut off from civilization. But consider this compelling detail. A novice drilling operator in Alaska typically earns between $8,000 and $15,000 each month. With accumulated experience and specialized certifications, that figure surges dramatically, reaching $22,000 to $38,000 monthly. Drilling supervisors and managers, meanwhile, often command salaries ranging from $45,000 to $70,000 per month. Annually, one's earnings can commence at $96,000 and readily exceed $840,000. And it's worth noting, during those 28 working days, personal expenses are virtually non-existent. Housing, meals, everything is provided. Your entire salary becomes pure profit, steadily accumulating in the account. Career number 4, communication tower technician, ascend. Keep climbing, higher, even higher, until one hangs 300, 400, 500 meters aloft, suspended from a communication tower that sways in the wind's embrace. A single misstep, a cable giving way, and the fall to oblivion is swift. This defines the daily reality for a communication tower technician. They ascend colossal structures to install, maintain, and repair cellular, radio, and television antennae. The work demands immense physical strength, absolute concentration, and an utter lack of acrophobia. The mortality rate within this profession ranks among the highest in the United States. Novice technicians typically earn between $6,000 and $10,000 monthly. But here's the often unspoken truth. Specialists in high-altitude transmission towers, those who undertake the most perilous assignments on structures exceeding 500 meters, command $20,000 to $40,000 each month. Independent contractors establishing their own teams can gross between $60,000 and $100,000 per month. Annually, you can earn anywhere from $72,000 to a formidable $1,200,000, contingent on your specialization level and your readiness to undertake the riskiest assignments. The isolation stems from constant travel to far-flung locales, laboring in extreme weather conditions, detached from home for weeks on end. Career number 5, Arctic cargo plane pilot. Imagine soaring above the Arctic Circle, ferrying vital provisions to secluded communities, military outposts, and critical mining operations. You'll confront blizzards that slash visibility to zero, temperatures threatening to solidify your fuel, and makeshift ice runways liable to fracture beneath your aircraft's immense weight. Arctic cargo pilots are a truly unique breed. They demand extraordinary capabilities, unyielding resolve, and the aptitude for split-second life or death judgments. Many of these flights occur in regions utterly bereft of dependable radio contact, with no nearby rescue teams and absolutely zero room for miscalculation. An Arctic cargo pilot initially commands a salary between $15,000 and $28,000 monthly. But with accrued experience and specialized certifications for extreme conditions, that figure skyrockets to $35,000 to $60,000 each month. Captains overseeing the most critical operations, they can pull in $75,000 to $100,000 per month. Annually, these salaries range from $180,000 to a staggering $1,200,000. Weeks are spent deep within the Arctic, sleeping in sparse, rudimentary accommodations, far from any modern comfort or entertainment. Yet every single flight deposits more cash into your bank account. Career number 6. Underwater demolition specialist explosives, colossal structures, deep underwater. This is the lethal trinity that epitomizes the career of an underwater demolition specialist. You'll work dismantling decommissioned oil rigs, bridges, sunken vessels, and various other submerged structures employing precisely controlled explosives. The work demands advanced diving proficiency, explosives mastery, and a profound grasp of structural engineering. You'll plan each detonation with surgical precision, because a single misstep could trigger an uncontrolled explosion, obliterating you and your entire crew. The crushing water pressure, non-existent visibility in many situations, and sheer complexity of the tasks render this one of the most highly specialized and perilous occupations imaginable. Underwater demolition specialists command salaries ranging from $25,000 to $45,000 per month. The elite practitioners, those with decades of accrued expertise and an unblemished record, can command $60,000 to $90,000 each month for their specialized services. And some even operate as independent consultants, securing significantly higher earnings on bespoke contracts. Annually, your earnings will fall between $300,000 and a formidable $1,080,000. The isolation, it's profound. You travel constantly to remote locales, spending weeks aboard vessels far out at sea and living under relentless pressure, acutely aware that any single assignment could become their last, should a miscalculation occur. So, which of these careers has left the strongest impression on you so far? Would you possess the courage to stake your very life for such compensation? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious, which profession would you even consider, and what's your reasoning? Your perspective holds immense value. Career number 7. Offshore platform crane operator. Operating a crane that hoists loads of 50, 100, or even 200 tons on an oil platform. One that constantly sways and pitches with the ocean's relentless waves. You need flawless coordination, exceptional spatial awareness, and absolute, unwavering focus. A single misstep, and you could send millions of dollars worth of equipment plummeting into the deep ocean, or far worse, trigger a catastrophic, fatal accident. Offshore crane operators confront exceptionally hazardous environments. Gales, colossal waves, and unrelenting winds define their daily grind. Long shifts, too. For 28 to 35 consecutive days, these individuals are marooned on platforms in the open sea, navigating 12-hour shifts amidst the constant roar of the ocean. Starting wages for an offshore crane operator typically range from $10,000 to $18,000 each month. But with advanced certifications and extensive experience tackling complex operations, earnings can soar, reaching between $25,000 and $42,000 monthly. And the master operators, those entrusted with the heaviest, most perilous loads, they routinely command $50,000 to $70,000 every single month. Annually, these figures translate to a staggering range of $120,000 to $840,000 in earnings, and during their offshore deployment, every single expense is meticulously covered. They return home, their substantial salary entirely intact, primed to invest and genuinely build lasting wealth. Career number 8. Bering sea crab fisherman. If you've ever witnessed documentaries chronicling Alaskan fishing, you instinctively grasp the brutal reality of this work. The Bering Sea, a name whispered with apprehension, stands as one of the world's most perilous oceans. Picture this: 15-meter waves, temperatures plunging far below freezing, ice relentlessly encasing the vessels, and workdays that stretch an astonishing 20 hours straight. As a crab fisherman, one labors on a vessel ceaselessly buffeted by furious waves. Imagine wrestling 300-kilogram traps, descend hundreds of feet beneath the Earth's crust, navigate cramped tunnels where the ceiling might collapse without warning, maneuver colossal machinery in conditions of minimal visibility, constant dust, and the ever-present threat of methane gas explosions. This is the world of subterranean mining. Heavy equipment operators in underground mines face some of the most extreme conditions imaginable. Your entire shift unfolds deep below, sunlight a distant memory, breathing filtered air, perpetually vigilant for any sign of danger. And that profound psychological isolation of working beneath the surface? Many simply cannot bear it. But the compensation often justifies the hardship. Entry-level operators pull in between $9,000 and $16,000 each month. With experience piloting specialized equipment like continuous miners and coal conveyors, your earnings can climb to between $20,000 and $35,000 every month. Shift supervisors and high-risk operations specialists, they command $40,000 to $60,000 monthly. Annually, this translates to salaries ranging from $108,000 to a staggering $720,000. Many mining operations are situated in remote, isolated areas, demanding you reside in work camps, separated from family for weeks on end, yet accumulating wealth at an accelerated pace. We're halfway through this video, and if you're truly eager to uncover more careers offering extraordinary salaries, you need to subscribe to the Salary Uncovered channel right now. It's the only place unearthing opportunities no one else is revealing. Just click that subscribe button, then tap the notification bell to catch all new videos. Don't miss out on these invaluable insights. Career number 11. Experimental aircraft test pilot. Piloting aircraft never flown before, pushing the very boundaries of aerospace engineering. Probing systems that could catastrophically fail at any instant. This is the demanding life of a test pilot. Undoubtedly one of aviation's most prestigious and perilous professions. You pilot prototypes, evaluate novel propulsion systems, and assess modifications on both military and commercial aircraft. Each sortie represents an experiment, with you personally as the subject. Tragically, the fatal accident rate for test pilots is considerably higher than in standard commercial flight. Test pilots boasting military backgrounds and thousands of flight hours command between $20,000 and $40,000 monthly, employed by private manufacturers. Elite pilots engaged in classified military projects can see $50,000 to $80,000 in monthly earnings. And certain independent consultants with international reputations charge $100,000 to $150,000 a month. Annually, you're looking at salaries ranging from $240,000 to an astonishing $1,900,000. This career often involves perpetual travel to secluded test sites, weeks away from family, and the immense mental strain of understanding that every single flight might be your last. Career number 12. Underwater bomb disposal specialist. This is quite possibly the most perilous career on this entire list. It combines deep-sea diving with explosive ordnance disposal. You're tasked with disarming ancient underwater mines, active World War II bombs still lurking, and improvised explosive devices submerged in aquatic environments. The margin for error is quite literally zero. A single tremor in your hand, a wire severed incorrectly, equipment failure, and you're instantly vaporized in the resulting blast. Work often occurs in pitch-black waters, visibility severely restricted, while wrestling with heavy equipment, all under immense physical and psychological duress. Underwater bomb disposal experts transitioning into the private sector command monthly earnings ranging from $30,000 to $55,000. Elite consultants, those operating in active conflict zones or engaged in the recovery of wartime ordnance, often pull in $70,000 to $120,000 each month. Indeed, certain specialized contracts can push those figures even higher. Annually, such compensation packages range from $360,000 to a staggering $1,440,000. Months unfold in remote, often foreign territories, where one finds themselves utterly detached from the familiar hum of normal life. Yet, this isolation yields a fortune, meticulously securing the family's future. By now, you've encountered 12 distinct career paths. Professions most people will likely never even hear whispered. These are vocations demanding extreme courage, a profound willingness for isolation, and an acceptance of risks that only a handful are prepared to embrace. But tell us your thoughts. Having learned about these professions, would you consider a career change? Which one would tempt you? Share your answer in the comments below. Here, then, is the stark reality that must be conveyed. These career paths are not universally suited. They demand considerable sacrifice. They require relinquishing comfort, the reassuring proximity of family, the predictable cadence of daily life that most individuals inhabit. But for the rare few possessing the courage to take that leap, the financial rewards prove utterly transformative. Consider this point for a moment. While the average individual in the United States toils for 40 years, perhaps accumulating $1 million in retirement savings, certain of these professions empower one to earn that sum in a mere single or 2 years. It starkly highlights the chasm between existing paycheck to paycheck and forging genuine generational wealth. But a discernible pattern likely caught your attention across all these careers. Every single one involves undertaking tasks that most individuals instinctively recoil from. Whether ascending to extreme heights, descending into deadly depths, or operating within weather conditions that threaten life itself. Fear, a primal human response, is precisely what keeps the vast majority away from such opportunities. And that very fear is the bedrock upon which their immense value is built. Consider for a moment the fundamental law of supply and demand. When only a select few are willing to undertake a task, yet its completion is widely required, the market price inevitably escalates. It truly is that straightforward. Oil companies desperately require saturation divers, but locating individuals prepared to spend a full month confined within the cramped, humming confines of a pressurized chamber proves exceptionally challenging. The consequence, truly astronomical salaries. This same principle applies across the spectrum of these demanding professions. The sheer scarcity of professionals, those both qualified and brave enough to shoulder such inherent risks, fosters fierce competition among employers. And when companies find themselves vying for your expertise, your value expands exponentially. Now, let me disclose a facet rarely discussed regarding these high-risk, high-reward vocations. The financial compensation represents merely one component of the broader equation. There exists an element profoundly transformative in undertaking work that rigorously tests both one's physical and mental boundaries. One uncovers latent capacities previously unknown. A profound self-assurance blossoms, permeating every facet of their existence. Having engaged with numerous professionals across these industries over the years, a consistent observation surfaces. The profound personal changes wrought by the work itself. A saturation diver once confided, his voice a low rumble. Spend a month confined within a pressurized chamber, toiling in conditions that threaten your life every second, and you resurface a fundamentally altered individual. Troubles that once loomed massive now appear utterly trivial. An offshore helicopter pilot, with a gaze fixed on some distant horizon shared, navigating the vast ocean during tempestuous storms, instilled a calm under pressure no leadership course could ever hope to impart. That specific skill, it holds far greater value than any university degree. This is the reality. These careers not only offer exceptional compensation, they also sculpt you into a more resilient version of yourself. And that personal transformation holds immense worth across every facet of your life. But let's be practical. How do you genuinely break into these fields because it can feel utterly unattainable from an outsider's perspective? Each of these professions, however, maintains its own distinct entry route. For saturation diving, one begins with commercial diving certifications. Specialized institutions exist across the United States, providing rigorous training. The initial investment typically ranges from $15,000 to $30,000, yet you can often recoup that sum in under 2 months' work. You'll start as a surface-supplied diver, accrue essential experience, and ultimately qualify for saturation operations. Offshore helicopter piloting, conversely, requires a commercial pilot's license, hundreds of flight hours logged, and specialized endorsements for overwater operations. Training expenses can fluctuate between $60,000 and $80,000, but many companies extend financing schemes or even cover tuition costs if you commit to working for them for a few years. For oil rig operations, numerous firms recruit entry-level personnel with no prior experience, supplying paid training. You'll begin in foundational roles, earning an initial sum between $5,000 and $7,000 per month, but with accumulated time and further certifications, you ascend swiftly into higher-paying positions. The pivotal insight here is this: the entry barrier remains far from insurmountable. What truly separates individuals from these opportunities isn't a deficit of innate ability or an absence of impossible resources. It's the sheer willingness to make the commitment, invest in the necessary training, and embrace the inherent challenge. Now, consider something that might reshape your entire perspective. Many people eye these careers and instantly conclude, "That's far too dangerous, the risk isn't worth it." But they're using the wrong standard for comparison. An honest comparison reveals a different truth. The average individual in the United States spends 40 or 50 years toiling in jobs, offering merely median wages, amassing debt, perpetually stressed by financial constraints. A significant number develop health issues linked to chronic stress, obesity, often due to a lack of time for self-care, and depression stemming from the crushing sensation of being trapped on a financial hamster wheel. Which scenario truly presents the greater risk? To dedicate a few years to a demanding career that pays exceptionally well and allows for the accumulation of genuine wealth? Or to spend decades in roles that systematically drain your vitality, offer meager compensation, and never deliver true financial security? When weighed in this manner, the perceived risk of the careers previously discussed begins to appear far more rational, especially when one considers that these industries operate under stringent safety protocols. Yes, the work carries inherent dangers, but companies invest millions into safety equipment, comprehensive training, and meticulous procedures because they simply cannot afford the attrition of skilled personnel. A drilling operator once clarified the situation. "People imagine we're taking insane gambles daily, yet we actually adhere to safety protocols more stringent than most industries. Every single movement is meticulously planned. Each piece of equipment undergoes multiple verifications. Indeed, the environment itself is hazardous, but we exert every humanly possible effort to mitigate those dangers." Another crucial aspect warrants attention. The inherent isolation these careers demand can be perceived in two distinct ways. The majority perceive it as a profound sacrifice, but some view it as an unparalleled opportunity, an opportunity to focus entirely on the work, free from daily distractions, to save virtually every dollar earned, as avenues for spending are scarce, and to return home with substantial accumulated resources. A Bering Sea crab fisherman once told me, "I work 4 months out of the year, earning more than most people do in 5. The other 8 months, I'm traveling the world, spending precious time with my family or investing in ventures. Those few months at sea, what some might call a sacrifice, have granted me a freedom most only ever dream of." This is a truth few truly grasp. These careers aren't simply about accumulating wealth, they're about purchasing your freedom. They involve intense, focused work for specific periods, then grant you complete autonomy over your time and your life. Allow me to be even more direct. If you're watching this video, there's a strong likelihood you're searching for something profoundly different in life. Perhaps you're trapped in a job that offers little fulfillment. Perhaps you're weary of the month running out long before your paycheck does. Perhaps you're actively seeking a genuinely dramatic shift in your financial standing. These 12 careers I've outlined aren't mere pipe dreams. They are tangible opportunities readily available right now for individuals prepared to take the leap. As you absorb these very words, countless companies are frantically searching for skilled professionals. The need for qualified workers in these fields shows no signs of slowing its expansion. The offshore energy sector is rapidly expanding. Commercial fishing consistently requires courageous crews. Communication towers are rising across the entire nation. Aircraft demand rigorous testing. Subsea structures require continuous maintenance. The work exists, patiently awaiting individuals brave enough to seize it. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people prefer not to confront. You absolutely must decide right now, not in a month's time, not when every single condition aligns perfectly, not when you feel completely ready. Because that perfect day, it simply never arrives. Action invariably precedes preparation. If any of these career paths have resonated deeply with you, if you felt that distinct spark of possibility, then your intuition is unequivocally trying to tell you something vital. Listen closely, research diligently, locate the specialized training schools, connect with individuals already thriving in these industries. Take that crucial first step. That initial step might simply involve searching for commercial diving schools within your local area. It could mean investigating aviation academies that provide helicopter pilot training. It might involve reaching out to recruitment firms specializing in the oil and gas sector, or perhaps researching the essential certifications required for employment on communication towers. Whatever that specific step is, commit to taking it. Because the chasm between your current position and a career that commands 6 or even 7-figure salaries might be far narrower than you currently perceive. It could be a matter of just a few months of intensive training. It might solely require the audacity to apply for an entry-level position. Allow me to recount one final narrative that perfectly encapsulates this very point. I once encountered a 23-year-old man toiling away at a fast food establishment, bringing home a meager $200 each month. He watched a documentary detailing Alaskan fishing and experienced a profound epiphany. A mere 3 months later, he found himself aboard a vessel in the frigid Bering Sea. His inaugural season proved utterly brutal. He came perilously close to quitting on numerous occasions, yet he persevered. During that initial 4-month stretch, he earned a substantial $35,000. By his second season, now equipped with hard-won experience, he pocketed $62,000. And in his third, having been elevated to a senior crew member, he brought in an impressive $98,000. By the age of 26, he had amassed over $200,000 in savings. He purchased his inaugural investment property. Now at 31, he owns 4 rental properties, still fishes periodically, and generates passive income that far surpasses what most individuals earn through full-time employment. The stark contrast between him and his peers, those still grappling with financial struggles at the same age, it was a courageous choice made at 23. A willingness to undertake something arduous, something most would simply avoid. And then, the sheer persistence, refusing to quit even when the path grew intensely challenging. This very same opportunity now presents itself to you. The pressing question, however, remains: will you step forward, or will apprehension render you utterly immobile? Grasp this essential truth: fear is an entirely natural human response. Every single individual embarking on these demanding career paths experiences it. The saturation diver, for instance, feels a palpable dread during their initial descent deep into the crushing dark. The helicopter pilot, too, confronts it on that inaugural flight far above the vast, indifferent ocean. And the crab fishermen? They certainly feel it, bracing themselves against the raw fury of their very first violent storm. The actual distinction between those who achieve success and those who don't isn't a lack of fear. Rather, it's the unyielding resolve to act, even when fear's icy grip tightens. It means acknowledging the fear, feeling its unsettling presence, and then proceeding regardless. Because, peering beyond that fear, lies everything you genuinely desire. Unfettered financial freedom, robust security for your loved ones, a profound sense of pride in your achievements, and a trove of incredible stories to share. Consider your future self, 5 years from this precise moment. If you persist on your current trajectory, where exactly will you find yourself? Will you be performing the identical job, earning an equivalent wage, burdened by those very same financial anxieties? Or instead, do you envision a version of yourself who embraced that daring decision, confronted the inherent challenge, and now enjoys authentic financial peace of mind? Your future, it's undeniably forged by the choices you make right now, in this very present moment. Not by the decisions you merely intend to make. Not through the elaborate plans you meticulously craft, but then fail to ever implement. But solely through the tangible, concrete actions you initiate immediately. These 12 specific career paths I've just unveiled aren't some closely guarded secrets. The requisite information is readily available. The opportunities themselves lie wide open. What's truly missing, quite simply, are individuals possessing ample courage to pursue them relentlessly. And you, undoubtedly, could very well be one of those individuals. Do not, under any circumstances, permit the opinions of others to deter your ambitions. The moment you confide in friends and family about exploring one of these demanding professions, a significant number will almost certainly discourage you. They will undoubtedly highlight the inherent dangers. They'll likely question your very sanity, and, quite commonly, they will project their own deeply rooted fears directly onto you. But critically, ask yourself this. Do these individuals offering their unsolicited advice actually possess the kind of life you genuinely aspire to? Do they themselves enjoy the profound financial liberty you are actively pursuing? If the answer is a resounding no, then why on earth would you grant any credence whatsoever to their perspectives? The only opinions that truly hold weight are those from individuals who have already successfully navigated the very path you intend to forge. Seek out mentors, seasoned professionals actually working within these specific industries. Listen intently to their unfiltered narratives. Absorb the invaluable lessons gleaned from their rich experiences. For these, and these alone, are the authentic voices that should ultimately guide your crucial decisions. I'll leave you with this potent, concluding reflection. You possess but one singular life. A solitary chance to accomplish something truly significant, to construct something of genuine lasting consequence, and to establish profound security both for yourself and for those cherished individuals you hold dear. You are free to select the conventional, safe route, the well-trodden path that countless others opt for, inevitably leading to the exact same mediocre outcomes most people ultimately settle for. Alternatively, you might elect to embark upon the less traveled road, the one demanding genuine, unwavering courage, and in doing so, radically transform your entire financial reality. The ultimate choice, undeniably, rests entirely with you, but never permit fear to dictate your direction. Do not allow crippling inertia to keep you perpetually tethered. And certainly, do not let precious years slip by while you're left to ponder endlessly. What if? Take that decisive first step. Investigate thoroughly, educate yourself, forge vital connections. And then, just perhaps, a mere 12 months from now, you could find yourself inhabiting an entirely transformed existence, earning more in a single month than you once accumulated in an entire year. Steadily building the substantial wealth you've always envisioned. The opportunities, they are undeniably present, waiting. The soul-piercing question that remains is this: will you possess the sheer fortitude to seize them with both hands? This insightful video concludes. If its content has opened your eyes to possibilities you hadn't considered, please take 3 actions now. First, subscribe to Salary Uncovered. I consistently provide exclusive, game-changing insights on careers and salaries that can transform your financial future. Second, please like this video. Your click helps the algorithm share these crucial opportunities with more people who need them. Third, share this video, send it to someone who needs these insights. Don't forget the comments. Which of these 12 careers grabbed your attention most? Would you consider pursuing any? Your valuable perspective is eagerly awaited. Until next video, remember, your financial future rests firmly in your own hands.